I am Ali Kadir Lika from Pakistan. I have been living and studying in Nanjing for the past 7 years. I'm the postgraduate student of Nanjing University of Aeronautics and Astronautics, majoring in international trade from the College of Economics and Management. My hometown is Quetta, the province of Balochistan, and I have not been back home for about 2 years because of the current situation of pandemic. At the very beginning of epidemic, when it started in China, we were really nervous because I have been living for about 7 years, quite a long time, but I have never encountered such severe situation before. And through the social media, our families have got to know like several rumors, and they were so worried about us, so they kept calling us every day, like more than 10 times. We also had some friends in Wuhan and other places of Hubei province. At the beginning, they were really worried, and I had to make phone calls for them every day and give them some sort of encouragement that everything will be okay. At the start of epidemic in China, many of my classmates and countrymates and some friends, they left China. But for me, it's different. China is my second home, and I just couldn't leave it like this. So I have been closely observing the government, the medical staff, each and everybody, the volunteers, the way they were performing to help us, to keep us safe. So I was like eyewitnessing them. For me, seeing them like being on the front line and giving all those sacrifices, that motivated me to stay here and to fight with them together. During the epidemic, most of the time we had to stay at home, and inside the school, our teachers, our professors, they were really concerned and they were really about our health. That's why every day they have been checking our health status, our temperature check, and they were making sure that we are doing all right. When our semester started, we had our online classes, our lectures, and as well as our research meetings. Everything were online, and we were really feeling comfortable and we were at ease studying online. I'm also the founder of From Compassion to Action FCTA. FCTA is actually an independent group of international youth and expert volunteers in Nanjing. We established this organization for contributing and helping the needy societies in Nanjing, and we founded this organization in 2016. So when the epidemic started, for us at the very first step was everybody was confused, like what as a volunteer we can do, how we can play our role. So at the very first step, we started translating the information coming from the official and the government sources about the current update of the epidemic. That was our first contribution. And a part of our volunteers also helped the residential community volunteers. They helped the local volunteers to do the temperature check, to do some sort of documentation, registration. The doctors, medical staff who left for Wuhan for the fight against the epidemic, their children were at home and we were worried about their education. So our volunteers started taking online classes for them. With the start of epidemic in China, we saw that on social media, different online sources are making a lot of fake news, and they're spreading a lot of rumors about China, about the public here, and as well as about the international students, that they are lack of food, there is a shortage of daily necessities, groceries, and their life is very difficult. So that's why I wanted to make the vlog and let the people outside China to see what is the truth, what is the normal life over here. The very first step I do was the vlog. I showed a different vlog at different dates, and as well as I started going live videos on the Facebook. Alright, so we started like different sessions of vlog. The first vlog I did was on 11th February. I came up with the idea and I went to the supermarket, I went to the metro station, to pharmacy, to the residential community, and I showed to the world that there is no shortage of food. And I showed the world that how the Chinese authorities, how the government doing their efforts to control and to prevent the further breakout of the virus among the people. So everything was quite normal. Somehow the very last session of the vlogging we did was on February 27. The number of cases have been down and people started coming out. People have come back to normal. The shops were opening, the industries, the factories, and we heard that those employees who belong to different factories and industries, they also started going back to their work. Well, in my live video sessions and vlogs, I mentioned that how the Chinese governments are making the efforts to control and prevent the virus, and as well as the current situation of Wuhan. Though the very first person who got infected by the virus was in Wuhan, but that never means that the epicenter was Wuhan and the virus was spread out from Wuhan. And we saw a very good response from the people, and around 120,000 people have been watching daily the videos and vlogs I have been making. I was awarded the most beautiful volunteer award against the fight of COVID-19 in Nanjing. Well, unfortunately, we saw that after the mid of February, there have been several cases outside China, and at the beginning of March, the situation of the epidemic in our country, especially in my hometown, was really serious. In here in China, since we are successfully fighting, I think we can do something. So I started a campaign, a donation campaign, and I requested the Chinese friends here in Nanjing and all over China. Well, the period of epidemic was the most difficult for my hometown, but we have a good memory that we will never forget the support from the Chinese people, the support from the Chinese government, that they helped us and they supported us in that difficult time, which I am really impressed and I'm moved by their help and support. So I came up with the idea of sharing those successful examples. So that's why I started making videos in different languages, and we shared on Facebook and let the people know, let the government and let the medical staffs know the successful experiences, the successful examples we were having in China. And then it was about mid of March or the last days of March, the assistance and the support from the Chinese government have already arrived in Pakistan. Then I was hopeful and I believe that we can successfully win this battle. During the epidemic, I saw that the Chinese nation put everything beyond the personal interest. They prefer the public and the nation interest, and they value that very much. We saw the efforts of the government and the cooperation of people, and it made me really impressed, and I can say that is how a great nation is. So as a youth, this is our responsibility to play our role, to cooperate with the dialogue, with the cooperation, with the share of resources, with the discussion, with the exchange of ideas. We can win this pandemic and we can have a shared great future.